Okay. Hey, good evening, everybody. Georgia Peachnut here. It's been a moment, as you know, I had death in my extended family, so I've been a little busy, kind of going through a little grieving, mourning situation. I'm going to do a repeat of something that we've gone over in my videos, probably maybe almost a year ago. This is going to be for my new gardeners, and or something that would be just you know going over something that the new ones are the old ones already know. I am getting ready to plant some cabbage. Someone wants 20 cabbages. You can get these little trays right here, and it has a little dome. You don't need any soil. Already has the little peat pellets in it. And what we're gonna do is take some hot water. This is just hot water. I let my water get as hot as it possibly could. I'm gonna pour it over into this tray, and what's gonna happen is these pea pellets are gonna start swelling, and when they start swelling and absorbing the water, they're gonna get really tall. Now while these are doing that, I'm gonna show you something else. You can use this size pea pellet right here, this size disc, or you can use the one that comes inside of this tray right here. Let me take this off right here so you can see it. What you have going on in this tray, you see they're a lot bigger. So this means that your plant can stay inside of here a lot longer because it has more growing room. Now this is one 36. So, do I have it right? Yeah. This is a Jiffy 36 tomato and vegetable greenhouse kit. I'm getting ready to start still some summer in the summer garden vegetables in the summer, beginning of fall, because there's still some things you can grow in the summertime, and that will carry you through the fall. I'm pouring some more water in here and let you see how they're getting bigger. And while that's going on, I'm going to do this other one because there's only 10 in the tray, and this person wants 20. So today this is about the person who wants 20 cabbage plants, and they want 20 collard green plants. So I have 6 started outside on the deck. I have to do 14 more of them, but I'm going to probably do these like this, do 20 in of the collard greens in here, as soon as I can find my collard greens that I grew. If not, I have to find a package of collard greens, which is hard to do nowadays. Excuse me. Oh boy. Sorry about that. But anyway, I'm going to let these saturate, and then I'm going to show you this one, which is almost there. Get this out the way, and you see how that's come up. So I'm going to give it a chance to, I usually press it to make sure it's not still hard, and kind of shape it like it needs to be. You know, there's a little hardness to this one, so I'm going to set it back down in here. It's not ready. This one's soft. So I check each and every one of them to make sure that they are not hard. And if they are hard, I kind of move it around a little bit, just squeeze, not tight. You don't want to misshape them. And let's see, this one's hard, so I come back to it. It's not quite ready. So I think all the other ones are ready except for 2. So I'm going to do this one and this one. So this one right here, maybe a little bit more water. And I think it was, yeah, but this one seems to be doing I'm going to put a little bit more water in this one. And I think we're ready, set to go. I'll sit this back down in here and go to this one and do the same thing and check them, and I can tell this one needs a little bit more water. You don't want to oversaturate You have to be careful with that. And see how this is white on the bottom and dark on top. So this whole thing just needs a little bit more water. So I'm just gonna go back in here and give it some more. And I just poured water inside my coffee carafe. And if you get too much water, you can always pour it out in the sink or wherever you feel comfortable pouring it out of. And I'm gonna let it sit for just a little bit longer because these are still hard. Not to worry if they're still hard. They'll soften up in no time. So I just keep going through and checking and checking. So I still have one or two. And this one's softening up some. Yeah, so we're about there. Now I am in growing zone 8A. I always want to holler at my growing zone to you guys because you may or may not be able to do what I'm doing now. We all live, if you live in different growing zones or different growing zone than the one that I'm in, you have to do and plant according to your growing zone. The way you do that, you type in to Google, what is the growing zone for zip code, blah, blah, blah. Whatever your zip, say 00000, and Google will come and tell you what the growing zone is for that. And try to look at a grow zone map, which will give you an idea of the different grow zones, you know, here in our country and in other countries. A lot of people don't know about growing zones, and that's why I kind of put emphasis on that. We don't need to be talking about anything if people do not know their grow zone. Period. End of story. I'm going to put you on hold while I go and pour some of the water out. Okay, now I drained out the excess water. So now I'm almost ready to go. I always use a toothpick for this. Now, I forgot to tell you who these are by. They are, let's see, Jiffy Seed Starting Greenhouse Kit. It has a total of 12 peat pallets in it. And it comes with its own individual dome. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that shortly. So right now, I usually take a toothpick and I just fluff a little bit in the center. Just a little bit. You don't need to, no biggie, don't make no big deal out of it. The biggest thing that you want to understand is you're going to drop this seed. Always read on the back of your seed package. And what it has here basically are grow zones in a way, but it tells you when you can plant these seeds. You look at what state you're in and it's color coded. So I'm in Georgia. So it's telling me that I can do this between, for February, March, through July, through August. So I'm good. And that's for this cabbage. And this is the Fairies Round Dutch cabbage. And I got the greenhouses. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, in the gardening section. And you know, of course, this seeds came, well, I already had the seeds, but out the gardening section too. I always plant 2 per pellet or 2 per hole just to ensure germination. So I'm going to put 2 in there, and in each one of these, I'm going to put 2. I'm going to push it, and I just kind of push it in, so you probably can't see it. Push it down and then cover it up with about maybe 1/4 of an inch of soil, because as you can see, these are very small. So you don't need to put like 1 inch or 2 inches of soil on it. And as a matter of fact, what the package would tell you, it would tell you, let's see, how much soil to cover it with usually. And I'm trying to, about 1/2 inch. So if you take your finger and you have the first line here, that's an inch. On everybody's finger is about approximately an inch. When you go halfway up the finger, that's half an inch. Not counting my fingernail, that's half an inch. So that's about as deep as you need to put it, half an inch. That's it. No deeper than that. It's a very small seed. So, and make sure you put it in there, because it's the same color as the soil, so make sure it is covered about half an inch. So I just usually fold the some of the soil right here over on top of it. Then I go to the next one and fluff it a little bit and put my seeds in, kind of make a little hole, and then I put about half an inch of that soil on there, and so forth and so forth. And you just keep going. You don't need, you guys get the gist of it, because you're very smart. You're very smart people. So, and I put my toothpick where I'm on the row that I'm going to go to next. And if all of these germinate, that means we'll just have extra cabbage plants. You can always sell them. You know, you can always sell them, or however. So, no biggie. Gonna go here and drop them in. And a good way to remember also is you can take your toothpick. Now I'm working on this one right here, and put the toothpick in the one that you're gonna go do next. Just leave it there. Because like I said, it all looks the same color. And finish up that one. And then you go to your next row. So this is go to your next row, and you can loosen the netting a little bit. Loosen the netting up. I forgot to tell you, you can loosen the netting up so that it won't be a problem. I'll go back and loosen the netting up on the other ones later on. So now we're down to 6. I'm just going to go on ahead and open this up and drop 2 or 3 in here. And I cover these up. Just like that. Sometimes one to get on the outside is okay. No biggie. I don't want you to be afraid. For those of you who are new, those of you who've been around, of course, you know, I know you're not afraid. But a lot of people are afraid of gardening, I find out. A lot of people are afraid of failure. And they have to understand from the people who are out here on these YouTube streets. We're teaching them, but we have to let them know that we have failures too, all the time. It's just a part of life. When you first started learning how to walk, you fell down, I'm sure. Well, some of you probably just jumped right on up and started walking. A little fast ones, you know. But you get right back up and you keep trying. You don't give up. You need to learn to grow your own food, I'm telling you now. If you look at the way that things are going in this world, every day I get news, I get emergency alerts about food problems, listeria in food, all kinds of stuff going on. You don't know what you're eating. So as you can see, I'm taking this and covering it up. So you need to start practicing. You get these little kits, and this is a good way to start. You don't have to do all cabbage. You can do 4 Brussels sprouts, 4 broccolis, or 4 tomatoes, or 2, as long as you map out what you're doing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this one doesn't have it, but you can write on a piece of paper what you put in here. It's real simple. Don't make a big deal about it. Write down what you have, or get the little stickers and markers, and just write down what you're planning. Now, when I finish with this row, this particular package right here, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'll show you what I will be doing. I'm going to cover it up, put these seeds back in here. And don't want to waste the seed. Too precious. Too precious. What you do, once you've finished, you don't take your humidity lower. And for some reason or another, I picked up a bad package, because this one is beat up real bad. It's not going to work. and set it on top of your tray. Just like that. And if it looks like it's not going to stay, you can always put a rubber band around it. And you could just leave this in a dark place. You can leave it on your dining room table. Now what I'm going to do is put it on this heat mat that's already on. I'm going to put it on the heat mat. And I'll just keep checking. It's sit right there. You don't have to have a heat mat. Don't think you have to have a heat mat, okay? But I won't have to really water this because it will create its own moisture. You will watch it every day, come and check it. I won't have this light on right here because we don't want any light on it. As soon as you see something green, I don't care which part of it gets green. The first sign of something green, you're going to take this off. Now, this is summertime. This does not have to sit inside. This could go outdoors, wherever you want to put it. It doesn't have to sit in here. It doesn't have to sit in here in the dark. But I'm going to leave it in here in the dark because I think it'll germinate faster versus going outside. But you can put this outside because it's not winter time, it's not cold. But this is for like if you're indoors and it's cold and you are germinating seeds. But luckily, like I said, this is summer. This can go outside just like it is. Even sitting in sunlight, it will still germinate and grow. But you have to be careful because sometimes they germinate very fast. And you don't want things, your seeds to become leggy. So I'm going to take this out maybe in about another 7 days. I'll bring you back and you'll see. This one I'm going to go on ahead and sit directly outside tomorrow. I'm going to sit on the heat mat today. But this one's going to go outside tomorrow. You get to see how it will germinate tomorrow, as we go along. This one I'm going to leave inside on the heat mat, and we can kind of compare the two, okay? So I hope this helped. I hope this has helped someone. You do not have to use this. You can use the trays that you get from when you go and get a salad or dinner. Just make sure you put some drainage hose in the bottom and put the top on it. As a matter of fact, let me go get that. Okay, what I was talking about, this right here, it had food in it. And the good thing about this is, let me open it up, it has these little vents in the top that comes with it. You know what I'm talking about. You can cut these out, just break them off. And you will have, you don't have, I wouldn't do it right now. I would keep it sealed. Put some holes in the bottom, like maybe 3 holes here, some scissors or a knife, 3 holes and 3 holes. And the good thing about this also is it has a divider in it. So what you can do is, bring you up just a little bit. You can, say, put some soil here, soil here, soil here. So you can do turnips, mustard, kale, or collards, whatever you want the most of. Beets, carrots, not carrots. I wouldn't advise doing carrots, but you can. I do carrots and transplant, but a lot of people say, you do carrots, they don't do good when you transplant. I didn't have a problem. But what I'm saying is you can do 3 different things. And the good thing about this, you can close it and right on top, what you put on there, right on top here with pull a piece of tape, and right on top of the tape, what's there, what's here, and what's here. Okay, can you see that? Yeah. I take it back. I don't know why I'm making it hard. You can right on top of put a piece of tape here, masking tape, and right on what you put on here, what you put over here, what you put over there, and then you can sit this outside right now. But you have to put some soil in there. I use the potting seed starting mix by Jiffy. The seed starting mix by Jiffy, but you can use whatever you want to use. You can even use potting soil. And it's ready. You wet it. I would wet it a little bit, put my seeds in there, and then cover it, wet it a little bit more, and sit outdoors. Sit under a table outside or under a tree or whatever, and go back in 4 or 5 days, and you'll have germination. And then when they get up so tall, take the top off and let them continue to grow. And then when they get a certain height, you'll transplant it into something like this, like a cup. These cups you get from the big box store that you get your plants in, you can transplant it into one of these. You always hold on to your cups. And when it gets really high, you can put it where you're going to grow it permanently, or you can go on ahead and take it out of this and put it in its permanent home and skip this part. It all depends on you and what you want to do. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it makes sense to you. But the thing about these is that they're already, you don't have to worry about the soil because you're using the pea pellets, and it has everything in it that it needs, that the seed needs to live for a short period of time. So this is another option for those of you who don't know. This salad came in here. Not salad. It was salad. It was lettuce, arugula. You can use this, fill it up with soil. Make sure you put some drainage holes in the bottom. Fill it up with soil, and you can just put your seeds in here. If you're growing one thing, if you're growing more than one thing, you can use a divider. You're doing two things, one on this side, one on that side, divide it with a piece of cardboard or whatever, or you can do 3 parts. It's not difficult. It's not that difficult. It's not difficult at all. I just want to see everybody grow their own food, everybody have their own opportunity to not be dictated as to what goes into their bodies. There's nothing like your own freshly grown food, people. I cannot emphasize enough, because this world is getting very, very difficult to deal with. And food is the one thing that they know. If they get us with the food, they got us. But not only that, better than that, if they get us with the water, they got us. So you got to grow your own food, eat your own food, grow your groceries, and try to figure out a way to get water other than outside the faucet. There are a lot of watering systems, watering purifiers, but just think ahead, because if you go 3 days without water, your body starts shutting down. You go 21 days without food, your body starts shutting down. So think about that. I'm going to just continue to get on here and show what I know and share it with you. I'm going to repeat until everybody gets it. I want everybody to have something. It doesn't have to be a big garden. Don't look at these folks with big gardens, lots of land. All you need is a box or one container. Then you can grow 3 or 4 different objects or items in one container. I've shown that to you, and I will show it again. All right, you guys, I'm going to stop preaching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment, and tell a friend about Miss Georgia Peachnut. I appreciate you all, and I'm going to say I'll see you in the garden. Thank you.